It's been a rather good week for DC Studios and WB. They've been making money, and of course, if you look at the reports online, they're about to be a lot richer by about $1 billion, because James Gunn and Warner Brothers are launching a $1 billion lawsuit against President Donald Trump and the White House. So let's talk about what's going on. So in case you missed it, and maybe you have, maybe you haven't, or maybe you're one of the tons of people that's asked me to talk about it, but there was no point of talking about it up until something, and that something is now, chances are that you saw that the official White House page, I need to stress this because people still think it's fake, yes, this was a very real thing, is a very real thing, this was posted by the White House. The caption, obviously, the symbol of hope, truth, justice, and the American way, Super Trump. And obviously, tons of people, commentators, were quick to comment on this for various reasons that I don't think I need to explain. If I do, media literacy issues. Either way, though, this whole thing took off in another social media and war in relation to this, that, him, he said this, they said that, pointing fingers and all that. All of this, of course, in the middle of the ongoing giant mess that is the Release the Epstein Files movement, which, if you've been keeping up with that, you know, a lot of people brought into question, wait, hold up, you said truth, justice, and the American way, but where's the truth and the justice, right? Like, it's all stupid political garbage that they toss out there and it becomes war, and, you know, while they have the left, the right, and whoever else fighting each other, they can make sure that that's the focus of the war and not people realizing that they're being ripped off by both sides. Yeah, funny how that works, right? Either way, though, if you can't tell, this is obviously the new Superman poster, and what they did was just take a, pass on it with Photoshop and, well, put the President of the United States, Donald Trump, there, and there you go. And then a couple days went by. Nothing really happened. Most people moved on. I mean, sure, there was a lot of memes and twists to this, but largely remained, it is what it is. Fine. It's the White House. They post stuff. It's President Trump. He posts random things. It's this guy. They post random things. Oh, look, there's beef online. It's what you would expect. People at the time asked us to talk about it, but I said in private replies, of course, to some of the people that messaged me privately, what would be the point? Like, what can I say about it? It's a poster that somebody made. They did it up. Well, what can I possibly say about it? So obviously we haven't talked about it. There was no point of talking about it because it's pointless. If I had to talk about every time this was done by some political party or something, it'd be nonsensical, right? And I personally don't care. So, personal investment as well. But this is where things got interesting the last couple of days, as a bunch of TikTokers, content creators, if you will, and so forth, all started to report on the brand new news that something was going on, that WB was not happy with this, that they were going to be doing something about it. Now, again, I still stayed very silent on this because what would be the point of me talking about it, because there was nothing to it, and especially with the fact that there's obviously a lot of grifting out there. But then what we found out per these reports and an article hitting from US media is the fact that apparently what was happening behind the scenes was they were waiting for the film to come out, and then James Gunn and WB were going to launch a giant $1 billion lawsuit on Donald Trump and the White House. Yes, $1 billion. And obviously, as the headline says, I'm just quickly going to read it for you guys. Just in, James Gunn launches $1 billion lawsuit against White House and Donald Trump for unauthorized use of Superman poster portraying Donald Trump as superhero. And in the rest of the article, they talk about the whole situation, but I need to point something out to you guys. Parody is not something that they can do this with. Like, imagine if this was a case, right? Imagine if this was a thing, right? Imagine how many lawsuits could happen in just Hollywood alone because of doing this all the time and doing things like this. Like, how many times could Jon Stewart be sued for going on there and doing parody or things like that? I mean, come on, you know? But here's the kicker, and a lot of people didn't bother to look into this, and I can certainly tell that a lot of the TikTokers that jump on the must report the news without checking a single fact, and that's what they mostly do, because you got to get that video out there, you got to get your 15, 60 seconds and not explain anything or whatever. They didn't bother to check the source, which is U.S. media, which is a sham site. It is essentially a sensationalist site like The Onion, or, you know, those like magazines you see when you're checking out of the grocery store, and the headline is like, Michael Douglas seen sleeping with a woman 70 years younger, confesses on deathbed he might have long schlong. And you're like, what? Hold up, what? But don't worry, because then your eyes on that magazine are drawn to the other half of the magazine that's like, Steve Tyler flying to the moon to perform first concert ever after agreeing to be cryogenically frozen up until that day. What? Okay, I'm a little bit exaggerating there, but you get what I'm saying. It's sensationalist BS. So none of this is real. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And also, David Zaslav, the man in charge of Warner Brothers and DC Studios, or overseeing DC Studios, he is personal good friends with Donald Trump. You guys see what I'm saying? This would never happen. And again, it's a parody thing. They're allowed to do it. And again, I hear you, but you don't like it. I don't like it either. I think it's dumb. The whole poster misses the point of who Superman is. You know, it really does. But hey, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, what you had here was sensationalism that took off, got shared a bunch, people fell for it, but it ultimately results in literally nothing. It's nothing outside of people that don't do their due diligence, or they just spew out what they see without even bothering to check if the source is credible. And that's how you end up with fake news reports, and fake TV shows and movies everybody's hyped about that never seem to come. I mean, guys, remember, it's been at least 9 years of April 1st reports that we're getting that Treasure Island movie, or whatever, Treasure Planet, I think? Yeah, with Tom Holland. Don't worry, though. It's happening any day now, because that girl you went to high school with keeps sharing it, so it must be true. I mean, it has 18,000 shares every year, and now it's up to like 250 and like 4 million likes. It must be real, right? Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.